Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're well, and welcome to this full moon in Aquarius guided meditation. As you can see, I am not in my usual environment. I'm actually stranded in an airport, which is very interesting because Aquarius and Uranus rule the airspace. So I guess it's for a reason that I'm doing this transmission from here. Um, so it is also recorded because I won't have the possibility to do it live as usual tomorrow on the Monday. So here we are with the help of Uranus doing this meditation. So what's going on for this full moon in Aquarius? Well, first of all, it is happening at 27 degrees 15 of Aquarius, so towards the end of the sign. And it's happening on the 19th of August, Monday, at 6:25 p.m. Universal Time, 2:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's remind ourselves of the basics of a full moon. Full moon is when the sun and the moon are in opposite sides, which means that here the sun is in Leo and the moon is in Aquarius. It's also a super moon because the moon is closer to us. Therefore, the usual, let's say, influence of the moon on us is heightened because of its closeness to Earth. Full moons mark a culmination of a cycle, especially the new moon in Aquarius that happened 6 months ago. So maybe you can check what happened in your life 6 months ago and see how it's related to this moon. Also, just over the last month or the last 2 weeks, we come from a new moon and now we're getting into a full moon. So also it could be a smaller cycle over the last 2 weeks. It's a moment of heightened emotions. As you know, some people can lose sleep as well, given the proximity of the moon to Earth. It's a moment to prepare, to start shedding things and prepare for the next moon cycle, which is the new moon in Virgo that is happening in 2 weeks, approximately. On the 3rd of September, more precisely. So let's look, before we get into the planets that are, let's say, playing an important role in this full moon, let's look at the archetypes that are involved today. First of all, the sun is in Leo, which is its sign of rulership. The sun rules Leo. It's at home and it speaks about creativity, about courage, about sovereignty, about generosity, about playfulness. It's the sign that is most related to the heart. And we'll see a little bit later how that plays an important role in this full moon. It's the emotional aspect of fire, and its mantra is, I can. The moon is on the opposite side of the zodiac and is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, like I said earlier, the planet that is related to the galactic, to the sky, to aviation, to innovation, to originality, to sudden changes, to unexpected changes as well, which is exactly what is happening today, at least in my journey. It is a sign. Aquarius is a sign that is related to finding our own individuality, what makes us special, what makes us unique, what makes us original, finding that and offering it to the world and offering it to the community. It's also a sign of that understands very well how we function as a network or as a group, with each of us offering their own special being to the community for the benefit of all. It's the spiritual aspect of air. It's very associated to the higher mind. It would be the higher octave of Mercury or Gemini. And its mantra is, I know. So here are the basics of this moon. You can check on your chart where does 27 degrees of Aquarius fall in your chart, in which house, and you can also have an idea of which area of your life will be more impacted. But again, I think I've said that before, these moons are very, very potent. It's been for a few months, it's been like this. So we are being affected in our entire path, in the entire course of our lives. But for sure, when it falls on a particular house for you, this area might be more impacted. So let's look at the first, let's say, big aspect for this moon, which we have a fixed grand cross, which means that we have 4 planets forming a square, like a big square geometry in the zodiac. And we have the sun opposing the moon and squaring Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, as I said. And on the other side, we have the fixed star Alpha Centauri. And these planets being in fixed sign, that's why it's called a fixed grand cross. So we have just seen the meaning of the archetypes of Leo, Aquarius, and Uranus. So let's see what Alpha Centauri brings to the table, and then we'll explore exactly what this square means. In fact, what we're invited to do here is to find our authenticity and to offer it to the world here on Earth, but not only. This is where Alpha Centauri tells us, gives us a little bit more information. Alpha Centauri speaks to us about connecting to other realms and connecting to other dimensions of our reality. This star, which is a fixed star, and remember that fixed stars shine on us very, very subtle energy, very potent energies, but also very subtle. Alpha Centauri was a very important star in ancient Egypt. It was the closest star to the sun, and it was visible at sunrise on the spring equinox. It is believed that many, many temples in the north and the south of Egypt were linked to that star. I think it is the 3rd brightest star in the sky after the sun, something like this. So Alpha Centauri carries the concept of fire and water coming together and producing vapor, which is the symbol of high spirit. In the Arthurian legend, this is what allows us to connect to the invisible and to other realms, to the divas of nature, to other dimensions and things like that. So this is one of the key meanings of this connection between these 4 planets. So, or these 4, celestial bodies, Sun, Moon, Alpha Centauri, and Uranus. It's really inviting us to connect to our heart, to our essence, as the center of all that we experience, and to find the door to the invisible in there, from within. So that means opening the doors of the unconscious so that we can connect to the fabric of oneness, going beyond what we think are limitations, for example, of our 5 senses, of our very materialistic reality, and breaking through into spaces or temporalities that transcend our perceptions. It's really about finding our most authentic self, our most original self, and allowing ourselves to express that and offer it to the world as one essential component of our evolution of the whole, and not just for humanity, for our entire galaxy in its different, let's say, levels of existence or dimensions of existence. Understanding that we are all related, but not just between humans, but also with other types of beings in a certain way. The important thing to remember as well, this is important for our evolution, as in our personal evolution, our path of consciousness. But it's also very important for our actual reality, because by refining our perceptions of our environment, by opening our consciousness to other realms or other truths, other realities that we are part of, that we don't perceive. We are getting more information about our environment, which allow us as well to make decisions on our actual existence that are much more informed, that have more more information to help us make the right decisions for what's our next step. So it's not just about something that help us on the long term or throughout different incarnations. It's also has a very real and very material impact on our lives to open up to those other realities. To help with what I just said, we have Mercury that is conjunct the Sun and that is connecting to the galactic center. So this is a tremendous, like an amazing, let's say, help that we're getting from the stars. Mercury, as you know, is the messenger of the gods. And here it's connecting to the galactic center, which is, let's say, the place where new frequencies come to us. The galactic center is thought to be a huge black hole that contains a mass of about 4 million suns. So it has a lot of impact on our solar system. And the frequencies that come from there help us advance our consciousness and help with our evolution. So the fact that it's connecting to the sun in Leo, in the sign of the Icon, itself connecting to the moon, to the future, to Uranian and Aquarian energy, is we're really receiving through this, through Mercury, which is Hermes, the same, like it's another name for Hermes. We really receive further help and really incredible support to connect to these new levels of consciousness directly from the center of the galaxy. This is the place where oneness is encoded. It's really huge. And I wouldn't be surprised, we'll see, if there was some strong solar activity in the next few days to help us encode this information in our physical bodies. We'll see if we get that or anything else or nothing. We'll see. So, as I said, this is helping with our personal path. It can bring new ideas. It can bring new directions in our path, in our actual the decisions we make about our lives. So yeah, this is a really, really nice aspect that we have here. The second key information about this moon relates to the balance of the feminine and the masculine, relates to polarity, and it's a beautiful, beautiful conjunction of planets and, let's say, resonance between planets that deliver that message to us. So remember that the last new moon, we were invited to internalize the Divine Mother. So, and we've been working with the feminine energies for a few weeks, a few months now, rather. Some of you who follow my work more closely, you know that throughout the retreats or the various activations that I've been doing recently, there's been a lot has had a lot to do, sorry, with the feminine energy, with gathering it, like bringing it back together and balancing it with the masculine. So there's more of that at the moment, especially with this moon, and let's dive into this to see what's happening. First of all, we have Mars and Venus squaring each other. Venus is in Virgo, Mars is in Gemini. Mars is conjunct Jupiter and Rigel in Gemini. And it's squaring Venus in Virgo, as I said, that is conjunct Black Moon Lilith and trining Vega, another fixed star. So Rigel is a fixed star and Vega is another fixed star. follow me. There's another element that is coming to let's say bring more information or more, a little another type of vibration to this connection is Saturn that is opposing Venus. And Saturn itself is receiving information from Sirius. So we have like a, let's say, a masculine energy coming from there. So let's go back to the beginning. So we've got Mars and Venus squaring each other, which is a hard aspect. And this is being enhanced by very powerful archetypes, which are Rigel, Vega, Sirius, 3 fixed stars, as I said, very fine, very potent energy that are here to invite us to reconsider this aspect of polarity, of the duality between the feminine and the masculine, the male and the female, and to see that under a different light, under a much more subtle and much finer perspective than what we have experienced, let's say, in recent times or in our current memory as living beings, as living humans. So let's keep that on the one hand and remember that we are being invited to see it differently. Black Moon Lilith is conjunct Venus. So it means they are together in the sky. And Black Moon Lilith speaks to us about recovering the aspects of the feminine that have been rejected or suppressed or sent back to our unconscious or to very ancient times, but this by the civilization that we are currently part of, which we know is really dominated by the patriarchy. Of course, we've made a lot of progress over the past years and it's getting better, but we still are in a state of imbalance where a lot of parts of the feminine are still, let's say, unrecognized or merely suppressed. Lilith was the great goddess, was the earth for hundreds and thousands of years. And for example, it can be found in the archetype of Ishtar. It was like put to the side. It was rejected as an unacceptable, let's say, side of the feminine. And in myth, she wasn't born from Adam's rib. She was made equal. She was born equal with Adam. And as there was competition between them, she left paradise and refused to come back, and therefore she was banned and demonized for taking her freedom. In short, so she is associated with rebelliousness, with independence, with essentially with everything that makes the feminine empowered and that has been suppressed or demonized over the years and that has become part of our unconscious. So it's a very, very powerful archetype. The fact that it's sitting in the sky right now in Virgo alongside Venus, for me, I think it's a very important event and important information that we are receiving here. So for me, this moon, in that respect, in the respect of the feminine and the masculine, the balance of the male and female, for me, it speaks about remembering in the sense of recovering the memory of those aspects of the feminine on the one hand, but also remembering as recovering the parts, like recovering the members, the parts, and putting them back together so that we can reach completeness, we can recover that wholeness, the completeness of what the feminine energy is, and so that we can recover it and integrate it, have it in us, so that we can build the new society that we are heading towards. Obviously, it's an essential part to have that balance and to have the complete feminine energy and the complete masculine energy. It's a key because this is what allows us to create. It's this polarity that allows us to create. So essentially, this, with the help of Rigel, Vega, and Sirius, this is about, as I said, remembering in its two aspects, but also transcending the current level of understanding of this polarity into a more harmonious and a more and a right relationship between these two aspects of this polarity. And Venus opposing Saturn, or rather Saturn opposing Venus, is speaking to us about breaking the old structures and creating the new ones that will support a feminine energy that is whole and complete. So I hope you're following me here. There's a little bit more that I want to share about Venus and its different aspects here. And also, I hope you can hear me well and you don't hear the background noise. So just to sum it up, we have Venus, love, life, sexuality, creation, sensuality, that is in Virgo, the maiden, connecting to Black Moon Lilith, the empowered woman that has been suppressed, and Vega, the Queen Mother, which is the feminine, but on a higher octave. It's the weaver. It's the one that unites heaven and earth. It's the mother of all creation. It's also the symbol of marriage of the feminine and the masculine in their purest and highest expression, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful aspect that we have in here on the sky. So we have all the aspects of the feminine here united together, aspecting Mars, the symbol of the male energy, but also the symbol of, will. It could be violence, war, aggression. And here Mars is conjunct Jupiter, and as well as its higher octave fixed star, Rigel. Let's look at the meaning of Rigel first. Rigel is the door of the heart, and it helps us to prepare for the future of Earth. And Jupiter is the great benevolent, it's the one that expands. Most of the time, it's very positive. It expands the positive energies. And here it expands that energy of Rigel and communicates it to Mars and to the entire geometry that we are dealing with between Mars, Saturn, and Venus. And to help with that, we also have Chiron in Aries. You remember Chiron, the wounded healer, the one that brings healing, essentially, that is also shooting energy to Mars, and the Mars-Jupiter Rigel stellium. So we've got a lot of protagonists, actors here in this geometry, in this resonance that is happening between planets. But it's a beautiful group of vibrations that we're having to reconsider what we believe to be true today and move on to a higher truth, to a more complete truth, especially about this feminine masculine subject. Saturn, being in Pisces and opposing Venus, can also speak about the dissolution of old patriarchal structures, and Saturn is receiving energy from Sirius, which is the son of the sun. And in the same way that Vega is the Queen Mother and the Sirius is the Divine Father, the King Father, the Galactic Father, if you want. So we do have a higher octave masculine energy helping with the weaving that is happening in the sky right now. So and this new level of understanding that we are presented with, that we are invited to rise to, of course, is at the collective level, but also at the personal level of understanding our own feminine and masculine part, our own polarity, and to balance that relationship within ourselves. Because as you well know, like it's when we make that change within ourselves, that we can vibrate it around us for the collective. So I really like this, let's say, resonance that is happening about remembering the feminine and the masculine and how they help us create, because this is what it is about. The feminine and the masculine are related to the law of polarity and the law of generation. And only when they are in balance, we can create balanced realities and balanced societies and a balanced, let's say, existence for ourselves and for all of us. So overall, I really think that this moon is inviting us to an overall integration of, first of all, us connecting with other dimension and understanding our belonging to one fabric of life. And that's related to the first point that I developed, which is connecting with other levels, other realms, in the invisible, that it's not necessarily perceived by our five senses, but can be perceived if we open our heart and if we open the door of the unconscious, we open the door to higher perceptions and to create balance with that, with others, but also within ourselves. Across realities, across dimensions, and within our own reality. So it's really about transcending our sense of separation, which is really like the feminine, masculine, and the polarity of that male-female thing is a very clear example of what the misunderstanding of polarity can lead to. It can lead to that sense of alienation, that sense of separation, where really what it is the aspects of oneness that allow us to create realities. So it's only two ends of one single stick. And it's really to remember that oneness to be able to find the balance within ourselves and outside of ourselves. And to remember not to be trapped in the illusion of separation. Well, that's it for this moon. Let's go now for the meditation. Find a comfortable position. And let's start with our meditation to activate and integrate the information of the day. Take a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. With each exhale, I release any tension, any excess of energy, any thoughts that don't have their place in this very moment. One last time, take a deep breath in and hold your breath for a moment and exhale through the mouth. And I release my breath. Now breathing normally through the nose. Very gently, very softly. And I place my entire attention on my breath. And I become aware of the space that I find myself in. The house, the room, the chair that I'm sitting on, or maybe it's the floor. And I locate myself in that space. I use my senses to place myself and locate myself in my environment. I listen to the sounds that surround me. Beyond the voice and the music that I'm hearing, and I become aware of every sound that is in my space. Through my closed eyes, I try to perceive my environment, and I place my entire attention on my eyesight. Perhaps I can distinguish some shadows or some light that might inform me about my environment. I observe with as much detail as I can and as much focus as I can put in my awareness of those details. And I connect to my sense of smell. And I perceive all the smells in my environment. Maybe it's my own perfume. Maybe it's the smell in the room that I am in. And I place my entire attention into perceiving these. And I place my attention now on my sense of touch. The place where I'm seated. The contact of the clothes on my skin. Perhaps I can perceive the air around me. And I place my entire focus on my perceptions from my sense of touch. And now I connect with my sense of taste. And I place my attention on my taste buds and every information that I can perceive from within. I focus and observe in as much detail as I can all the tastes that exist in my mouth at this very present moment. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I extend my perceptions around me, becoming aware of my place in the space where I am. I become aware of what is above me. What do I have above me? How much space between the top of my head and the ceiling? Or maybe I am outdoors. And in the same way, I become aware of everything that is below me. Maybe I'm sitting on the ground, or maybe I have neighbors below me.
Madison said she said it's 7.
I perceive with as much detail as possible what is above and what is below my body at this very moment. And now I look at what is in front of me. What do I have in front of me? And what do I have behind me? What do I perceive at this present moment? I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I become aware of what is on my left and what is on my right. I observe with precision and detail, without judgment, simply acknowledging everything that is on my left and everything that is on my right. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I become aware of what is inside me and what is outside of me. I observe, allowing all perceptions to come to my consciousness without judgment, opening up completely to the information that comes to me right now. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I place my attention in my heart. And I understand that these perspectives of reality are united in one place, in my center, in my heart. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I look at my past for as far as I can remember it. And I consider my future for as far as I can see. And I understand that these perspectives of my reality find a point of unification in the present moment. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I come back to my heart, understanding that this is my center. This is where the present moment is eternal. And I understand that my heart is where all perspectives get unified across time and across space. In my heart, the negative and the positive find the point of neutrality, where all perspectives unite, thus allowing me to create from a place where polarity is the tool that allows me to manifest and brings all possibilities into existence. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I become aware of the balance, the axis that awakens in me as I place my entire consciousness in my heart. And I understand that by finding this place of balance, I open the doors within to my own essence, so that I can sing the song of my soul and nourish the galaxy with my unique vibration. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I recognize my divine essence and allow myself to express it fully, understanding that across time and space, my voice is weaving the evolution of worlds. Therefore, I am the one who creates balance. I know, I can, I am. And I activate with my voice. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And very gently, I come back here and now. I can start massaging my body, helping it integrate the information we've reviewed today. I stretch and I yawn. And when I'm ready, I can open my eyes. Thank you very much once again for being here today. I wish you a beautiful full moon in Aquarius, and I will see you very soon. Ciao, ciao. Bye.